Have you ever wondered, if a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? It's a classic philosophical question, but let's take it one step further. If no one ever looks at the tree, does it even exist? This might sound like deep philosophy, but it's also at the heart of modern quantum physics. In fact, some scientists suggest that our reality might not be fully real until we observe it. Welcome to a journey through the strange and fascinating world of quantum mechanics, where observation might shape the universe itself. The world of everyday reality versus the quantum world. In our daily lives, the world feels stable and predictable. You flip a switch and the lights come on. A rock stays where you left it. Cause and effect makes sense. But when we zoom into the smallest scales of the universe, atoms and subatomic particles, the rules begin to break down. In the quantum world, particles don't behave like tiny balls. They act more like clouds of possibility. They exist in many states at once, a phenomenon called superposition. An electron can be spinning both up and down at the same time. A photon can take multiple paths at once, that is, until we observe them. When we observe a quantum particle, it chooses a single state. The wave of possibilities collapses and the particle becomes something specific. It's as if reality waits for someone to look before it decides what to be. What is the observer effect? This is known as the observer effect. In quantum mechanics, the very act of observing something changes its behavior. Take the famous double-slit experiment. When particles like photons or electrons are fired through two slits, they form a pattern of interference, as if they're behaving like waves, not particles. But if we try to observe which slit the particle goes through, the interference pattern disappears. The particles start acting like solid objects. They choose a path. It's as if observing them causes them to make up their mind. But why? Is it the measuring device that causes this shift? Or is it the conscious observer behind the device? This is where things get weird and fascinating. Does consciousness matter? Some physicists and philosophers believe consciousness could play a key role. Nobel-winning physicist Eugene Wigner even said that quantum mechanics might not make sense without including consciousness. In simple terms, maybe it's not just measuring that changes things, maybe being aware changes them. This idea is controversial. Many scientists argue that detectors, not minds, collapse wave functions, but no one has fully explained how or why this happens. And since we still don't truly understand what consciousness is, it's hard to rule it out. Schrödinger's cat, a paradox that makes you think. You've probably heard of Schrödinger's cat, a thought experiment where a cat in a box is both alive and dead until someone opens the lid. This strange idea isn't just a brain teaser. It shows how bizarre quantum rules are when applied to bigger objects, like cats or even humans. Until observed, the system exists in a mix of outcomes. Only when someone looks do we find out, and maybe even decide what really happened. A participatory universe? Physicist John Archibald Wheeler had a bold idea. The universe might be participatory. That is, reality isn't just out there, fixed and waiting. Instead, reality might be shaped, piece by piece, through acts of observation. According to Wheeler, every measurement, every observation, is like a tiny vote in creating the world. In this view, we are not outside observers looking in. We are part of the process. We don't watch the universe from a distance. We help bring it into being. But not everyone agrees. To be fair, not all scientists believe consciousness plays a role in shaping reality. Many argue that observation in physics just means interaction, like a particle hitting a sensor. It doesn't need a brain or a mind behind it. Still, the nature of consciousness remains one of science's biggest mysteries. We don't fully understand what it is or how it works. So until we do, the question remains open. Are we co-creators of reality? Maybe we don't create the universe from nothing, but maybe we influence it in subtle, powerful ways. Each time we observe something, we shift possibilities into reality. Each time we choose, we narrow the future. Maybe we're not just watching the story of the universe, we're helping to write it. So what's the answer? Does the moon exist when no one is looking? Most scientists would say yes. But at the smallest scales, where quantum particles flicker between possibilities, your attention might matter more than you think. The universe might not be a machine that runs on its own. Maybe it's a story, one that only unfolds when someone is there to witness it. Curious yet? Good. That's where all the best science begins. This is Spellbinding Universe, a place where every answer leads not to certainty, but to deeper wonder. So until next time, keep your curiosity alive, keep asking questions, and never stop being spellbound.